Welcome back guys, we will be now doing a new series called Rocket and it is very interesting. So this is the first part and there will be various parts and this will be a small series. So if you are interested to watch it, give a big thumbs up. So let's get started. So what we will cover in this video will be introduction to rockets. We will first of all introduce you rockets, like what is rockets, what material rocket is made from, and some fun facts will be also there. And then we will be introducing to basic parts, and then we will be introducing to more parts. And in this video, some parts are like they need more explanation. So if this video crosses 10 likes, then I will make a specific video on the main components, and if you have any doubt, comment on this video, I will reply it. So let's get started. So with starting, we will see introduction to rocket, which is the most important thing. Now what is a rocket? A rocket is a vehicle that shoots up in the space with great heat and pressure. So now what is a rocket? It is a vehicle. And how it shoots up, it is a question. So here, wait a minute, I will mark for it. So see, this, as you can see, this is a type of thing. Now many of you will be wondering why is there, and many of you will be knowing the answer. So as you can see, these two are similar, like a screw and a bolt, and when it is screw fits in the bolt, so this stick fits. This long and stick fits in this. So this rocket is attached. Let's see. Yes. So this rocket and this stick. This stick is here, and this, what is this? A rocket station. This rocket station is first of all used to carry a rocket from a place to another. Second of all, this launch lug, this is called a launch lug. This is fixed in this, and when until and unless the rocket scientist gives a command to disconnect it, it will not disconnect. The rocket is started previously, and this launch lug is molded to the launching station, and it is in hold with it. Now the more great heat and pressure it converts, the rocket has to launch up, because it's it has to go beyond the, because it's very much a great heat and pressure, and it's very high heat, and also it is in a very large weight. So in the launching, much fuel is used. So this launch lug, when it disconnects, as the more fuel it uses, the more it gives a shoot up. So when the great heat and pressure comes down, the launch lug is disconnected, the rocket shoots up, and in 10 to 20 minutes it reaches the space. And then for going to another planet, it has to first cross the gravitational force. So it takes time, and when it comes to planet, and it takes much time, like 5 years or 6 years or more. I don't know the time that clearly, but I think 5 to 10 years are there to make the rocket reach to another planet. Now as how much great and heat pressure is there, so we need a body, we need a body material that can hold the great heat and pressure. It is of lightweight, and also it can carry much satellites, and also it can not burn. So material that scientists have figured out is titanium. Titanium is a light material, and also it can resist the great heat and pressure of rocket. So this titanium metal is used. And what are the uses of the rocket? So if imagine the rocket is on the Mars. Now if the rocket doesn't have a satellite, rover, astronaut, explosive or anything, that rocket is useless, because if the rocket even get there, it cannot give us the information of that planet, so it's totally waste of money. What will we do? So in this we will add satellites. These satellites, like normal satellites, these satellites are very light. Also it can analyze data and zoom pics, etc. Then there are two basic rockets in India, PSLV and GSLV. PSLV is a polar satellite vehicle and GSLV is the gyrotromous satellite vehicle. Polar satellite launch vehicle is a very lightweight rocket, and it cannot carry much supplies and cannot go beyond. And GSLV is also known as Fat Boy, and it also can carry much large, like it can carry 2 to 3 tanks. Tanks are very heavy. It can carry it. GSLV and GSLV is a rocket that everybody trusts on, and PSLV is used for going to moon, and GSLV is used to go to another planets. Now let's discuss a fun fact on astronauts. Astronauts, as you see, astronauts. Have you ever wondered that what astronauts eat? That as in space there is no gravity, so if they open a lunch box, their lunch box, then the solid food will just fly in the air. And so how do they eat? Comment me fast. You have 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Time's up. So let's see. Astronauts, like they have a cylindrical like oxygen tanks. Have you seen oxygen tanks that mountaineers carry and divers carry? These are the oxygen tanks. So in this they store food which is in liquid form. This liquid form food, they drink it and their food is done. So imagine how harsh their life is, how struggle they have to do, and also they have to struggle long distances and do many things. So and the whole science, the whole rocket station is dependent on them, that they will give information if they come to planet. So this is it. This is what is done. This is what these are. Now normally astronauts are not sent in the rockets. They carry satellite because engineers have designed a very light satellite that can carry and analyze everything. But still some astronauts go in the rocket. And the first person to step on moon was Neil Armstrong. He was an astronaut that he came to Mars with rocket, and he was an astronaut. So it is. So let's come to the next topic, introduction to basic parts of the rocket. So let me share a white screen. Yes. So as you can see here, I will be drawing a rocket. Please excuse the drawing as I cannot draw like a professional. So let's draw a little bit of a rocket. So this will be the first bullet type thing. Then this, I am making a small rocket to explain. In designing we will make a similar rocket, and this is just an explanation, so don't bother it that much. Let's see, body time is very no comments. Let's move on to fins. So yeah, this is a type of rocket you can assume is a rocket. So as you can see here, this much part, what is it? It is a nose cone. Okay, so this is the nose cone. Okay, nose cone. Wait a minute, nose cone. Then this will be a body tube. this will be fins. Okay. So yeah, this will be other things. So rocket has wait a minute. Let's remove this all. This. So yeah, here this much is a bullet shaped nose cone. We will discuss about it. So this is a nose cone. This is a body part, body tube. Actually, from here, body tube is the longest part of the rocket, as you all know, and these are the fins. Okay. So let's stop sharing it. First of all, let's remove the ink, and then let's come here. So there are three major parts in rockets. This is the nose cone, this is the body tube, and here somewhere is the fins. Okay, there are fins in the rocket, and we will discuss also much things about it. So let's start with the basic parts. First of all, nose cone. As you can see, and the nose cone. See this rocket. Okay, in this rocket, as you can see, let's take this. This is a nose cone. Okay, so have you ever wondered that why? I know that most of you know this answer, but some of you don't know, so I will be telling this, that many of you don't know that why is this nose cone in a bullet shape. Okay, so let's discuss about it. So it is in a bullet shape because, as you can see in this picture actually, this is in a bullet shape. Why? This is in a bullet shape, and because as you know, Newton's third law. Newton's third law is how much pressure you put on a thing, and the more pressure it will put on you. So if we take a flat rocket, let's design it. Let's make it a flat rocket. Okay. So if we make a like this, will be a flat rocket. Have you ever seen this type of rocket? This rocket, how is it used? So this rocket, as you can see, now if this rocket is here, so it will fly up, and the pressure of the force will be coming from the sky. As there is gravitational force, everything falls down. So if the rocket flies, it will get very much back force. So if it is flat, okay, if it is flat, assume it is flat. So what will we do? If it is flat, the force will come and directly directly touch to the nose cone, and the rocket can't fly high. It will just stop in the mid-air, and it will be very much a failure in rockets. So let's read it. Nose cone is the uppermost part of the rocket, and it is in a bullet shape. Why it is in a bullet shape? Because when it shoots up, and if it is flat, then it can't go up higher, because when a rocket shoots up, it opposes the gravitational force, and if it is in a bullet shape, it can shoot up as the air will go sideways and make its speed boost up in the air. Okay, so let's move on to body tube. Body tube is see, so this from here to wait a minute. So yeah, from here to here, see this all, this is the body tube. Okay, So what parts it consists? So this body tube consists of propulsion system, guidance system, and parachute, and many more things. These are just some main. So the propulsion system consists the oxidizer, fuel tank, and the engine block. So let's come to here. So as you can see, wait a minute, I will share the white screen. As this propulsion system we will discuss and we will explain in detail, and if you want a special detailed video on it, comment down and I will make it as soon as possible. So parachute is in the rocket, as sometimes the rocket fails. So this parachute is inbuilt in rocket, so that if a rocket fails, this parachute opens and the body and the nose cone and the body tube dismantles, and this parachute opens, and then this rocket just fly. Okay, so this parachute is used in it. Guidance system is used for guiding where the rocket. In the guidance system, much things come, like what we need from it, like how much height is the rocket on, how is the rocket self-repairing itself, and etc. Guidance system is also an important concept. I will make a specific video on guidance system and propulsion system if this video hits 10 likes. So watch this video till end and then comment down we want a propulsion system and guidance system video, and I will upload it as soon as possible. Okay, so now the guidance system also gives a command, like it is a system from which the scientists command the rocket to do specific things. Like if they command destroy the rocket, it will destroy. If they say abort, the rocket will self-destroy it. If they say self-repair itself, the rocket will self-repair itself. So it's type of guidance system, and it is in the control of rocket scientists. Now fins. As a fish, as you have seen in the rocket, this rocket is like of streamline, because in streamline body the nose cone is in a bullet shape, then the whole body is flat, then these fins are there. So we will take an example of fish. So these fins are used for movement and stabilizing the weight. Now a movement, like a fish moves with fins, these rockets have a specific fins, and they help in movement and stabilize the weight of the rocket. As the nose cone is heavy, so they also need a heavy in the bottom, and a body tube is in the middle. So it also stabilizes the weight, and it is not that heavy. All the weight is modified and is in a simpler form, and is also in a lightweight manner. These fins just work as a fish fins and helps the fish in movement and maintaining balance. Also, when you see a rocket picture, you will not be able to see the fins, but when we will design it, the rocket will be designed a real rocket of titanium. So when in the next video we will be designing a real rocket. So if you are excited, like this video, and we will be designing a rocket of titanium, and it will have fins also, motors also, and etc. Now let's see more parts of rockets. So there are many parts in the rockets. Just for our learning, we have discussed the basic parts. Now we will go in the basic parts and take some more important parts. These are some of the parts. So these are in nose cone and body tube. Also there are some parts that have more parts in it, like propulsion system. So let's see. Nose cone has parts like tracker. As I said, guidance system. In guidance system, tracker is used to track where is the rocket in the space. If we don't have a tracker, we will not get an idea. We will not get an idea like where is the rocket. if it is Mars, it is in Earth, it is in mid space only. So we need a tracker. It is very really important in its own rocket. So altimeter. Now how much height the rocket is on. We also need this information, because if there is no altimeter, we will not get a detail about how much height is the rocket on. Also, it has a recovery hardware, like if the rocket is damaged, the rocket titanium, in the titanium there is another layer of a substance that the scientists know. This substance is this thing auto repairs itself. So when the rocket is damaged, when the scientists give command, the rocket self-repair itself. And like when the gravitational forces, when the gravitational force is like पार्ड, जब उसको पार करते हैं, so the rocket is it gets damaged very much. So rocket is given a command that self-repair itself, so it self-repairs and make the rest of the journey. Now to recover itself fully automatically, it has a thing that auto repairs itself, and the titanium also. Now payloads. The payloads is the area in which the rockets carry satellite, astronauts, explosives, and rovers, etc. These things are carried in a payload area. Let's see a picture. So as you can see, here is the payload area. It is not very big and not very small. It is a medium thing. And now at last, the label, the country which launches the rocket, it places the label of it, and it is obvious thing, so I don't need to explain it that much. Now body parts. Body parts have parachute. Parachute is used when the mission is aborted. So the nose cone and the body tube disassembled and the parachute open. We have discussed. Launch lug, I have told you that it is on the outer body of the rocket, which helps when the rocket is launching. These launching lugs gets fixed in the launching building, and when the forces are released, the lugs hold it, and when they deassemble, the rocket flies. Now when a rocket disassembles, so as you can see here, this is the body tube, this is also the body tube, and a nose cone part. You can assume it as a nose cone. So this is how a rocket gets disassembled. First of all, its body tube and nose cone get disassembled, then the fins get disassembled, then the parachute opens, then the rocket engine and the propulsion system is disassembled, and the rocket is now aborted, and it's now a total waste. Now there are many parts in the body tube only. It is a shock cord. It has a shock cord. It is an elastic shock cord. It's connected to both body tube and nose cone. Now this shock cord is connected to both body tube and nose cone, which are the important part. How this elastic shock is used, that it keeps all the parts together, and it gives the command to the guidance system, and it helps the rocket to repair itself. Now recovering landing. It is installed between the motor and the parachute. The motor is in the propulsion system, and the parachute is designed to prevent the damage of the parachute. The plastic parachute can single or melt when exposed directly to the injection charge from the motor, but recovery banding is designed to burn for the ejection. So what a recovery banding do? It decreases the heat and pressure so that the parachute don't burn and the rocket don't fall down. Now let's discuss the propulsion system. I think in this video we'll cover propulsion system topic, but a propulsion system has many things, so we'll discuss it. The propulsion system is at the bottom of the rocket. It consists of big fuel tank and oxidizer. In designing we'll give this also. We'll make oxidizer and fuel tank also. And also it helps in burning of fuel because it has no oxygen. Oxidizer is important because it is a tank of oxygen. So the fuel can't burn, the fire can't take place in no oxygen. So oxygen is needed for burning. So oxidizer is there, and both are big tanks which are installed in rockets, and it also consists the engine and also mixes the oxygen and fuel and burns it. So the oxygen and fuel is mixed through a pipe, and what the main engine do is it burns them and produces great heat and pressure. Now it is a small diagram on it. These are the parachute as these lines you can see. These are the parachute, and this is the parachute, and this is the nose cone with payloads and tracker, altimeter, etc. This is a long launch lug. Now this is the removable solid rocket engine, because when the rocket is aborted, this engine also removes itself. So this is a engine, and in this figure that there is no fuel tank and oxidizer, but don't worry, we'll mention in designing, and designing video will be a very interesting video. So if you are excited, let's do this. Then shock cord goes from here to here, here till here. This is recovery banding. Recovery banding prevents burning, and it is between the motor and the parachute, so that the parachute don't burn and the rocket don't burns. And recovery banding also, as titanium can hold heat and pressure, but not very much heat and pressure. So recovery banding, if the pressure goes higher, it cools it down. Now this is the engine, this is the body tube, fins, parachute, and this is all the parts of the rocket. So I hope you liked the video. If you want part 2, like, share and subscribe. And if you are new to our channel and you like the series, comment me that you liked it, and also tell your doubts. Also mention me fun facts about rockets, and thanks for watching. We will meet in the next video that will come soon. So bye bye.